Tell me your name, how you got your name, where you're from.
My name is Kellen Schauger. I'm 33. They call me Vacuum. I'm here from Louisville. I got my name because I was trying to explain a small town in California where I'm from that nobody's ever heard of. So the county seat right next to it is the city of Eureka. Eureka's Vacuum. Vacuum's my name.
All right, cool, thanks.
Yep.
Well, you're not gonna look any prettier with makeup. All right. So your real name, age, and your F3 name, and how you got your name.
All right, Brian Smith, 46, pushing 47 next month. Tool time. A few of my neighbors who were already doing F3 realized that I had a garage full of tools and couldn't think of anything better to come up with, so they ended up calling me Tool Time. And Chris Oshner, Methane, who's not here, owes me a sander because last time he borrowed 2 of them, he broke 2 of them. So, Methane, that's your call out.
All right, turn around. All right, so your real name, age, and your F3 name, and the story of how you got your name, please.
That's funny. Sean Jeffries, 44, Ma Bell. Well, to be honest, my best man for my wedding introduced me to F3. And when he introduced me, he told the story about when I was in college and how I tried to walk home from downtown. And I made it as far as a phone booth. And I passed out in that phone booth after I called the cab. So the telephone.
After you called the cab?
After I called the cab. The cab driver actually woke me up.
That's awesome. All right, that's awesome. That's great.
All right, Anthony Carteret, 34 Noonan, ENC region. Played golf in college, Caddyshack, favorite movie, so Danny Noonan.
Danny Noonan. All right.
Danny.
How did you get your name?
Stephen Ashby, Candy Cane. First posted the day after Christmas. It was actually a 2.0 workout. I showed up without 2.0s, and we had a coupon that was a PVC pipe loaded with sand and wrapped like a candy cane.
Candy cane. All right, I like it.
It's a goer. And it's kind of like no one can talk to him except for me. I mean, like he's got like he's a very typical Army colonel, and so you know, next day, all my brothers just and he kind of rubs a lot of guys the wrong way. A lot of people.
How'd you get your name? Nobody pointed you out or anything. I just completely randomly came up and talked to you.
What's their name? So I posted at one of our rookie names for the first time. I work for a company called Hyster Yale.
Called what?
Hyster Yale.
Okay.
So I thought they picked my name as Huff because I look so intelligent, but actually it's because I play off of Yale. I work for a company called Yale. Harvard's the opposite of Yale's.
Oh, I like it. Pun. It's a pun.
I've got a law degree, and all the cool lawyer names were taken, so I got stuck with Grisham.
You got what?
Stuck with Grisham.
Christian?
Grisham.
Grisham. Oh, okay. Because he's a lawyer. All right.
He's making a lot more money writing books.
Yeah. That's probably more fun too. Like spends all the time in what's the fancy place in New York? A Cape? No, you're not from the Cape. Okay.
DNC, baby.
Where are you from?
DNC.
The silly thing off your ears. I can't take it. Like you can wear it whenever you want, but so how'd you get your name?
I was headlocked by Deep Dish.
Deep Dish.
And last time we went to school together, and last time we hung out, I was held up at gunpoint. We lost contact, and when we finally got back together, that was the one moment he remembered.
How long had you been in Louisville before you got stuck up?
18 months.
18 months. Welcome to Louisville. All right, I was there. I remember that.
I'm fertile Myrtle. I got 4 boys. Last 2 at the end were twins.
Oh, yeah. We have a Nice and Slow and a Rhythm. They got their names for similar reasons. All right. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming out. Hey, how'd you get your name? Not to put you on the spot, but I am.
I used to work for a trucking
What's your
company.
name? What's your name?
My name is Andy McMillan Snowman.
Okay.
I work for a trucking company in sales, and Zartan had just seen Smokey and the Bandit, and one of the characters in there that drove a truck was Snowman.
So are you telling me that Zartan saw Smokey and the Bandit for the first time in like 2018?
I don't know if it was the first time, but he had recently seen it. So he knew that one of the guys was Snowman. So
all right.
That's how I got it.
Awesome. Name, age, F3 name, and how you got your name.
Brandon Moore, 40, Squid. I was in the Navy. So they were tossing around names that they thought were related to Navy, and thankfully they didn't settle on Seaman and they decided on Squid.
All right. So name, age, F3 name, and how you got your F3 name.
Okay, I'm Jim Thomas, 56, Fiab. I got my name.
Well, let me.
Did you take him in high school?
Okay, let me get that again.
Okay, Jim Thomas, 56, Fiab. I got my name from a guy who did not like me. It didn't go over so well. It's fart in a bottle for your information. And but I roll with it, and I own it, and I live up to it every day.
So who gave you that name?
A guy named, he's gone. He's
A guy that doesn't show up anymore?
Yeah.
A guy that doesn't show up anymore.
I'm stuck, and he's gone.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. See, boom, there you
Guys who pretty much started with F3 Toledo from when that started, and then they brought it down to the southern suburbs.
Well, hey, Catfish finally found somebody he can carry a team weight with.
He's got to weigh like 80 pounds.
Oh yeah, and you guys are all fucking strong too. That's good. How'd you get your name? Or what is your name? Your real name?
My name is Chris Seahorn. I'm 40, and so when I first came there, they knew that one of my background things was that I worked as a forensic scientist, and so they didn't want to give me a cool name like CSI guy or something, and so they thought it was really hilarious that at one point in time I was the only white dude in a merengue praise band, and so they just latched onto that and thought it was hilarious. So
it is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Awesome. Thanks, man.
You need to get up, go get some more water, what have you. Feel free to do that. The water fountains are turned off. The sinks are turned on. Quit drinking coffee, start drinking water. But before we formally get started, I got a couple of things I want to talk about. First is the Give to Give campaign. For those of you that don't know, F3 Nation, which has always been a legal entity since the beginning, it's a corporation, voter ID number. We went through a transformation a little over a year ago, and what we were trying to do was change our operation to become more of a formal organization, move away from the mom and pop type thing, and move towards something that's a little bit more generational, something that's a little bit more formal. So what we did was, first we created a board of directors. We have 7 men who serve on, volunteers who serve on the board of directors. And then we have a traditional operating group. We have a CEO, which is Fred. I'm the COO. I answer to him. Fred, Helmet is the president. We have Crotch Rocket, who is over the foundation. Below that, we've got lots of different folks. You heard about Italian Job and Bob that are here. So, more formal organization. Why did we do that? Well, for a number of reasons. Like I said, number one, generation. We want this thing to last far into the future. When we started F3 10 years ago, just kind of did things. You heard Bill and Brother before we just kind of did things so that we could just make it kind of the next day. We didn't know what was going to happen. They never thought it would ever get out of Charlotte. And what we ended up with several years later was, imagine if you inherited a small 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house from your parents, and you moved in. They can have a baby, so you add on a room over here. You have another baby, you add on over here. Then you got a room upstairs. You got to go outside and get upstairs. All this kind of stuff. With a Frankenstein house. That's what we ended up with. The first thing we came in is we knocked down some walls, made it a little more user-friendly, and it still wasn't suiting our purposes. It wasn't practical for the future. It wasn't a full organization. It was still being led, influenced by just a group of a few people. So we knocked the house down and built a new modern structure that will last us for the future. And it's going to do a number of things. That's going to help us keep our core principles intact. And if you can imagine, the intellectual property that the nation owns is going to become more and more valuable. We wanted to make sure that some guys didn't sell everything we own to Reebok or something like that. That's just one small example, but it's important, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many people would love to get a hold of our Nantan list. How many people would love in the city to get a hold of a list of all the participants, email list, right? That's valuable information. So our logo is valuable. We have this trademark. So we had to protect this thing. The most important thing we wanted to do We wanted to pour some gasoline on the fire. We wanted to make this thing really take off. And we thought, what does that mean? Our growth is exploding. You can see if you go to the F3 Nation page where we have the listing and the map of all the workouts, there's a live counter on there that every time a new AO is added, it counts up. And if you go in there on a Monday and you go in there on a Friday, it's not going to be the same number. We're growing just that rapidly. That's not the problem. If you were there last night, you heard me talking about making an impact in the community, essentially changing the world. Well, we've always had an organization that does that. It helps support that for the men of F3 Nation. That's the F3 Foundation, which is 501c3. It used to be a separate entity. It is now rolled up with its own taxpayer ID number because it is a nonprofit, whereas the F3 Nation is a not-for-profit. Two different things. 501c3 answers to the same board of directors. Jim Crotchrocket out of Charlotte leads that foundation. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to provide provisioning components of what the men across the nation are endeavoring to do to change their community. There's two parts to that. There's the fiscal, which of course is the money. There's all kind of crazy things happening across the nation. I was talking to Sligo this morning about the workout at the men's homeless shelter in Charlotte. And they're doing that in lots of different cities. That helped fund that workout. And now you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to buy a hotel in Charlotte that's managed and run by F3 with professional assistants to help provide transitional housing for the men in our community from homelessness and addiction into a prosperous member of society. We don't want the men in Charlotte, North Carolina, F3 Nation to spend all their time raising money. They'll need a lot of money. We don't want them to do that. We want them to spend their time making it happen, coming up with the idea and executing it. In order for that to happen, we got to raise some serious dollars. You've heard of disaster ops, maybe? That's something that some guys in F3 that started off the coast over there by where Judy and Flight Nurse live. They have helped when hurricanes have come through. It's that type of stuff that we want to support. Well, we figured out that I'll tell you about myself in a little while. I'm not a professional F3 guy. It's not my job. CR, who runs the foundation, also has a job in the family. That's not his job. In order to do this thing right, we decided we needed an executive director. Somebody to come in, run the foundation, raise corporate money from all these different Fortune 500 companies that have the money and want to give it to people in the community that are doing good things like we're doing. And then that we wanted to provide the physical, in addition to the physical assistance to help people put these plans together. I was talking to Sligo this morning, I keep using the same example, about the homeless shelter workout in Charlotte, for instance. Well, there's a best practices there. So this executive director is also going to help different people throughout the country do things that have already been done elsewhere, to create playbooks, to send people where they need to go to help guys figure it out, so they don't have to waste their time by trial and error that somebody else has done. So what we're doing, if you've heard about it, we're running the Give to Give campaign. That is a fundraiser for the F3 Foundation that runs the entire month of October. We're looking to raise $200,000. And that's going to do a few things. Number one, that's going to allow us to hire an executive director. That will fund them their salary for over a year. But we also need to raise money to continue to do what the foundation is doing now. That's fulfilling grant requests. Anybody in the nation can send a grant request in. It's on the website, the F3 Nation website, the foundation tab, to help fund the initiatives that you're doing. We need money to do that. We also need money to continue to fund things like leaping, troubadours, and all the other expenses that the nation has. Like I told you last night, the workouts will always continue to be free. So I hope that you would consider the Give to Give campaign in the month of August. So far, we've raised about $50,000. We're about a quarter of the way there. And we're about halfway through the month. So we're a little bit behind the mark. We need everybody's help. We've got 2,400 AOs in this country. If every AO raised $100, we wouldn't be there. So you go to the F3 Nation website, there's a button. You can donate right then and there, and you'll get a tax-deductible receipt immediately emailed to you. There's a provision there to do an employer match on your work. I hope you guys will consider that. Give to Give campaign. It's for all of F3. It's to support the foundation, but it's for all of us. We really want to make a difference. And of course, the gasoline on this fire, we're going to need some real dollars and we're going to need some real professional help with that. Last question.
About 2 weeks ago, just one of our guys works at a urban private school there in Memphis, New Hope Christian Academy. We organized a workout. We worked out at school, put together some picnic tables for him, raised some money for the picnic tables. It was really awesome. He filled out that grant application. CDOT got in touch with him. They matched us up to a certain amount of money that we donated. They got playground equipment too. So they got picnic tables, playground equipment. It was like just like that. The nation stepped in. It's going to change those kids' lives. And really awesome stuff. We didn't rely on the foundation, and they came alongside and really helped us out.
And that's exactly what the foundation is for. They're not going to stroke some checks to your favorite charity. They're going to support the efforts of that three men. Something that's already in motion, that's already got some us behind it. They're going to help support that in whatever way that you might need. They're not just going to write checks. That's not supporting the mission. So that's a perfect example. Aye. Aye. All right. You.
Okay. It's the only one. Anybody needs to Hey,
Ready?
what's it? We do. What time? 6 o'clock.
In the morning. So the 10-year anniversary is happening January 15th through 17th. Give me say it.
See you
The
after.
10-year anniversary is happening. 15th through 17th.
Nope.
Aye. So we are moving forward. I heard someone say once. Pick a direction and make course correction as necessary. And so that's what we're doing with COVID. Give you guys a layout. I'll walk through some detail we can look forward to, but I'll do that with the understanding that it's not as much what we do as who we do. Right? And then I'll go into a little bit of encouragement as we navigate COVID and decide how we move forward, not only in life, but especially specifically choosing to attend the 10-year anniversary. So we're going to start on Friday night with the Neptune event, much like the rally that we had last night, encouraging everyone gets there, we get together, eat together, and then we have our big convergence on Saturday morning. We'll let the extra credit available for the convergence, which I hear in other meetings called free run or free run. And we'll have the convergence for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. After the convergence, which will likely be 500 to 1,500 man convergence. Yeah. Let's make that happen, right? It's up to us. So after the convergence, then we have 3 different events. We're doing a 10K run on the beach. We're doing Spartan Kids obstacle course, and then we're doing the Iron Patch Challenge. Some boys up in Greenwood, I believe, are taking charge of that. We're super grateful that they are rolling with it. We encourage them to have to do that as well. After that, this is where we will course correct as necessary. If we have to, we're going to do everything above harm because part of being a leader is being above reproach, right? Integrity is what you do when no one is watching, so that you can walk above reproach when everyone is watching. Right? So the decision we're making now, we're moving in the direction so that when we have the events, if we need to have an outdoor closing ceremony, that's what we're going to do. We're going to have our main speaker there down at the beach, either at the park or on the beach, and they're going to speak right there in the middle of the day while we have lunch and the closing ceremony. If we don't have to do that, and the convention center remains open, then we have the closing ceremony that evening, and that afternoon, we're going to have volunteer opportunities. We have Habitat for Humanity, we have Restore, different building projects that we want you guys to come alongside, because when we come into a community, we become shape and bless that community. Wherever we go, it needs to be better than before we showed up there. So after the closing ceremony, then we have our end of the and the end of that is what we're doing course work. And the real vision behind the end of that is that we are dealing with a modern injustice, and that is slavery. It's still happening. There are literally 20 to 40 million people as we sit here in this room that are in bondage and under slavery. And so we want to shine a light on that modern day slavery, and we're going to do that by carrying heavy burdens or rucking through the night, and then finishing shortly after sunrise to shine a light on the modern day injustice. We're running a marathon distance because the origination of the name marathon came from a dude running that distance to tell the city of impending doom, right? And we want to go that distance to tell the world the impending justice, what's happening. So then we finish, Lord willing, there will be a third F, and we'll have some of our local worship guys and local pastors speak. We'll have breakfast, and we'll say, peace out. Here's my encouragement. Before Slaughter asked me to speak, I'd already kind of been downloading some stuff that God was giving me about Peter and Peter's life and the progression that he took in his walk with Christ. And the first part was when he was in the boat with the other disciples, and it's just extremely stormy, crazy out there, and he sees Jesus coming toward him in all of these nuts waves, everything, and he goes, "Hey, if it's you, tell me to come in." Everyone's scared, everyone's cowering in the boat, and Jesus says, "All right, come in." He starts walking to him. All right, everyone's cowering in the boat. Peter steps up. Fear paralyzes the faith in the process. That's my first one. Right? I'm sharing this stuff. Be the one that steps out. Next one is Peter was sitting there. I have three of these for you. Peter was sitting there, and he was about to watch Jesus be crucified. He'd been led into the temple courts, and a little girl says, "Weren't you one of his disciples? Weren't you with him?" And he's like, no, that's not me. The fear of man is asleep. Right? If we live by the opinions of others, we die by the Spirit. Part of being Peter first. You can't be afraid of it. Lastly, historically, Peter, this dude that denied Christ in his moment of trouble, actually was crucified upside down and didn't keep himself away. He was crucified the same way. Vision gives pain purpose. Every single person in this room, every single man agrees that the invigoration of the community will make an impact larger and greater than any one of us can make ourselves. And so let that vision give pain a purpose that we have and as we choose not only to come to the F310 University for ourselves, but for the men that are going to be impacted by it.